yes, I've had breast cancer, and yes, I've lost, a lot of, I shouldn't say lost, but a lot of my family have passed over. In fact, I have more people over there than I do here. But they are times where we are literally stripped of what we thought our reality was going to be about. We thought we were going to be in relationship with this person, and all of a sudden they disappear. So it's that we're thrown into a dark night of the soul. But I think there's also times where the real dark night of the soul is often when we have everything and we're dead inside.
Huh.
And I think that was my experience when I was working in England as a general practitioner. I had a lovely life. I had everything I wanted, but I was dead inside.
And why was that?
Because I needed to let go. But I'm sure if any of you have been there, you can't make sense of it, you see. So what we naturally do is we think, oh, it must be a problem outside us. How could it be anything wrong with me? So, what I did was reorganize our clinic. I thought in other words, what does that mean that I'm dead inside? It meant I had no joy. I'd lost the curiosity. I'd lost the excitement. We could call it depression, but I wasn't depressed. That's why often people, when they go to a doctor or someone and they say, oh, I'm feeling I'm dead inside or depressed, they put on happy pills. But actually, what I needed someone to say is, wow, lucky you, you're about to enter the dark moon of your soul, or you're entering into the dark inner self. As someone mentioned, it's, the word is actually that we get compressed. It's almost like nothing outside is working for us anymore. Now, did that mean it wasn't working? It wasn't bringing me enjoyment. It wasn't bringing me excitement. It wasn't doing anything for me. So I'm not going to say my world had collapsed. I had everything, but I was dead inside. And I think that was really saying, Christine, you may think you're on the path, because when we go into general practice, it was like being in a marriage. So you do it for the rest of your life. Here I was 3 years in, and I was dead inside. And so my mind went, but hey, you're doing a good job. You're helping all these people. You're doing what you went for 6 years of study to do. All your mental self tells you you're doing a great job.
Spent all this money.
You spent all this money. You've done all this training. Look how many people you're helping.
All the people need you.
People need you. And,
sounds familiar.
And then your heart says, yeah, but I'm still dead inside,
Yep.
And so if you say to someone, I see, that's why I use the word dead inside. I don't say, oh, I wasn't enjoying, because they say, well, of course you shouldn't be enjoying life. Life isn't about enjoying.
Sounds like I've heard that before. Why would you
anybody to tell me what they felt? Or you're depressed. No, I wasn't depressed. So that's why, if it helps us all, I use the word I'm dead inside, because nobody can relate to it, so they don't try and put their beliefs on me. And so it really was one of those times where I went to Findhorn, which is a beautiful place in the north of Scotland, very magical place, had an experience on one of Caroline Mace's courses. And all of a sudden I heard my inner voice said, leave. And it was like, I never had it in my mind to leave practice. That was the last thing I thought I needed to do. But that was exactly what my soul needed me to do.
How long since you heard that voice till you actually did? Was there like years, or was
it was days? So then I was there for a week. And so I spent the whole week. Planning. I don't think I finished the workshop with Caroline. I spent the week working out, because that's what our mind does. Well, I'll do this and I'll do that, and I'll sell my house. And I had no idea what I was going to do, because again, that's what we want, is to say, well, I'll leave when I have another job. That wasn't my mechanism. It was more like, well, how am I going to sell my house? All those things. And I left in Inverness. I left the airport, went back to my beautiful little home. And I thought to myself, what are you crazy? You went to this place where they're all magical.
Yeah.
And you're going to give up everything you have,
Back to reality. What was I thinking?
I remember thinking, I'll just go back to work. Nobody knows. And I'll just pretend it never happened. And the way my past lives always come to me, they come to me instantly. And so the past life came, and I heard the words, so you haven't got the courage to do it. Once again, you haven't got the courage to do it. And it was like that,
Ouch.
Don't you ask me.
Yeah.
So I went into work and I spoke to my beautiful partners, my male partners they were. I only say that because I've always been supported by men as well as women, but men have always been on my side for these things. And I said, you know, I need to leave. And they said, well, of course, we always knew you would. How can we help you? And it was like, that isn't the response I was waiting for.
Wow.
And so then I went out to my receptionist and I said, hey, I'm leaving. Could you, block the book off for the next 3 months, after the next 3 months? And they said, fine. Oh, you've got a car. I'll buy it from you. And it was like, okay. And then I went to the estate agents, the realtors, and I said, hey, I've got a house. And he said, oh, my brother will buy it.
Oh
so
my God.
Time I had no house, no job, and no car. So you always know when something's right. And when the actual day I left was actually the harmonic convergence, if any of you know about that, in 1987. And that was actually when a whole portal opened, a doorway opened into a new consciousness. But I didn't know about this when I made the decision to leave.
Wow.
That's what I want to put across, is that's all intuition. So as I said, when the crone says to us, I won't let you be less, I love you so much, I won't let you be less than you are. It may feel as if everything's being stripped away from you, but actually when that happens, a new world is waiting. That's the dark night of the soul, that the new piece of you is waiting to be embodied, but we have to let go first.